Doug Jones as Lieutenant Saru and Sonequa MartinGreen as Michael Burnham in Episode 5 of Star Trek Discovery. Jan Thidshub's one of the best episodes of Star Trek The Next Generation was the two-pair, The Best of Both Worlds, in which the Borg kidnap Picard and turn him into Locutus. Through a different lens, though, this was a story about Riker Jonathan Frakes, who is forced to take command of the Enterprise and is unsure whether he is ready to do so. On its surface, the story was about the lengths a crew will go to save Picard and the potential destruction of the Federation. But it was also, if not more so, about seeing Riker develop beyond just a competent first officer. Part of this was due to Patrick Stewart's contract negotiations. Queen on Council's No Captain Riker video by Guardian. Along the same lines, the fifth episode of Discovery is about Saru, played brilliantly by Doug Jones, who is unsure of himself after taking command following Captain Lorca's kidnapping. I should note here that Spock faces a similar circumstance in Star Trek VI: The Undiscovered Country, but at that point, Spock was a fully realized character, unlike Saru. Still, the Kelpian rises to the task magnificently, proving himself a decisive and competent commander. Star Trek: The Undiscovered Country 28 movie clip. He's planning his escape. 1991 HD video by Movie Clips. Historically, Star Trek series have been ensemble shows. The first 4 episodes of Discovery, though, were almost entirely focused on Burnham. Here, for the first time, we see supporting characters do something other than mope or snap at Burnham. Paul Stamets, the first openly gay television character in Star Trek history, has a nice scene with his partner, the ship's doctor, Hugh Culber Cruz, in which we learn he is capable of something other than being grouchy. Some of the early Discovery plotting paid off in this episode. When the ship rescues Lorca and escapes Klingon space, it is revealed that Stamets used his own body to operate the spore drive. Given that the show has quickly killed off several main characters so far, I legitimately thought that Stamets was a goner. Same for when Lorca was on the Klingon ship. Discovery hasn't lacked for tension. It has had moments of shaky storytelling and character development, however. Thankfully, this episode delivered a near-perfect mix of all 3 elements. 1. Rainn Wilson as Harry Mudrugar. Carmel's portrayal of Mud in the original series was pretty silly and, seen now, is oddly reminiscent of Wilson's Dwight Schrute from The Office. Star Trek Mud and Kirk meet again. Video by CBS. But the writers have given Wilson a lot more to work with here. A political ideology, for starters. I sure as hell understand why the Klingons pushed back. Starfleet arrogance, says Mud, suggesting he has interests beyond self-enrichment. This makes him potentially a more potent villain than the one in the original series. Wilson also plays deceit with a great skill. I am curious to see what they do with him, too. Lorca on the Klingon ship. Lorca confesses that he blew up the ship he previously commanded so that he could save his crew from degradation, torture, and slow, public death at the hands of the Klingons. Lorca is one of the show's more enigmatic characters, confident, cold and calculating. He doesn't seem to have much of a moral center, which makes him different than previous Trek captains. This storyline shows, again, the Discovery writers' willingness to take risks. That Lorca is willing to blow his own crew up gives us a window into his thinking and provides more context for his lack of emotion regarding Landry's death. And most importantly, we understand why he was eager to have Burnham, Starfleet's only known mutineer, be part of the ship's crew. Near the end of the escape, Tyler tells Lorca what happened when his old ship was destroyed. Lorca responds, "We choose our own pain. Mine helps me remember." I didn't quite understand what this exchange meant, but I imagine we'll find out soon. What didn't work? 1. The Klingons. Once again, Klingons are painted as a unidimensional species with no depth or intelligence. How are 2 Klingons a warrior race, 1 armed, overpowered by 2 weakened prisoners? And how are Lorca and Tyler so easily able to commandeer a shuttle? And how do they escape 5 Klingon raider ships so easily? This was an issue in previous Trek series as well, but I digress. Did you catch that one? When Saru asks the computer for decorated Starfleet captains, there are several familiar names on the list. Jonathan Archer, the main character in Enterprise, played by Scott Bakula, and Christopher Pike, who appeared in both the 2009 reboot of Star Trek and the original series. There's also Matt Decker, who was in the original series episode, The Doomsday Machine, and Robert April, who was revealed to be the Enterprise's first captain in the animated series. His character was voiced by James Doohan, who of course, played Scotty. Captain Archer Place in History. Video by April 5, 2063. 2. When the Discovery bridge crew narrows the search down to 3 possible locations for Lorca, one of the 3 listed is Rura Penth, the penal colony that Kirk and McCoy were sent to in the Undiscovered Country. Star Trek VI: The Undiscovered Country. Rura 10th video by These Are the Voyages.